So here I am at startsoul.org. You can see that up in the address bar. And I love the saying, let learning happen. Because basically what this is you're going to present a question to the students. The students are going to do some research in small groups. Then they're going to present that, and then they're going to reflect on it. So you want to sign up as a teacher, obviously, and there's a link in Canvas for you to do that. I'm going to click up here and I'm going to log in. And just like most websites, they have that login with Google. So I'm going to sign in with my Google account. So after you've created your account, you're going to be landed to something that looks like this. There we go. And so here's what we have. And on the left-hand side, you have Plan a Lesson. They've come up with a virtual part of Soul now that we won't get too much into. But you can take a look at, and basically it's if you're in a virtual environment, you can still do a Soul lesson with your students. You have your profile over here. Once you start saving some souls, you have them there. You have the Explore questions, which is here, but it's also right in the center there. You can save some questions. You can add your own question. And then there's the how-to, the history, and then teacher resources. And then last but not least, we have down here the app that you're going to utilize when the students are actually performing the Soul. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit Plan a Lesson. And when I do that, it's going to walk me through everything that I'd like to do. So my big question. And so I can search down here, and I can say that I'm going to do it for the Common Core. And I can filter by grade level. And let's say I'm going to do it for 7th grade. And I can pick standards if I wanted to there. So this is the drop down now to go a little bit farther. And it's going to keep filtering down. And so if I know my standards, because I know my content area, this is going to be the one standard that I'm going to focus on. And I can go ahead and I can type my big question in here. Okay, so I'm going to change that to how. Okay, so I can go ahead and I can hit continue, and then it's going to give me class details, and it's going to ask me, when am I planning my lesson? So I can go ahead and I can say that I'm going to plan my lesson when we come back on the 5th of January, and I'm going to say okay. What's the planned time? So what time frame am I going to be doing that? I can go ahead and hit OK. How many minutes are in my class? So I can say 45. My grade level, repetitive again, but I'm going to stick with the 7th grade. I'm going to stick with English. If I had label, so this would be if I had multiple sections. And then this is going to tell me how many students I have. And then my devices, and then how many groups. So I can say if I have 22 students, I can say 22 devices, and I can say 6 groups. And I can hit continue. And then which of these objectives best describes your goal for this Soul? So you can choose a content. So this is all the different goals that you can choose from. And so your job is to pick one. So if you're looking at a unit, or you're looking at a topic, or you're looking at interests and things, so it all depends on what it is that you're going to be looking for the students. And so I'm going to pick this. How am I going to manage it? I'm going to student share among groups while research is allowed. I'm going to say yes. They're going to participate in that. I'm going to form the group, so I'm not going to check that. And I'm going to use the app, and then look, it tells me to download that. So I'll have poster paper, I'll have physical resources. And then these are 3 behaviors you can work on as your students are working in small groups. Appropriate use, help peers with technology, students teaching students. And then I can go ahead and I can hit save. Okay, so here's my lesson, and this is absolutely excellent. So the thing that you're going to be looking for is you're going to be looking for the lesson plan that you're going to actually be doing. So I can go ahead and click on this plan. It's going to come in a PDF form. If I go to my email, I should probably have a soul lesson in my email as well. So let's see if I have that. As I do that and refresh, my screen is going crazy now. My lesson plan's here, so you can upload this to Canvas if you want. And so you can see, because when I registered for my account, I'm at the high school. Here's my big question. Here's the introduction. Here's the review and the exit ticket. They do all the breaking down. So the introduction was 2 minutes, investigation is 21, review is 12, and then the exit ticket is 10 minutes. And then there's my standard that I'm going to be using, and then the reflection that they provide. And then here's all those different standards. Remember, there was 4 standards, so they should all be there. And then lots and lots of standards that go with it. So that's what you're going to do to run it. Now, so you have planned. After you're done, you can go ahead and reflect. And so then the last part here is completed. And so you can see that I've completed 3. Where does science come from? I did it 3 different times, and you can see I did it in Arnold's class, Meckley's class, and I don't remember which class I did this one in. But when I have planned, when I'm finished, I can go ahead and reflect. If I wanted to copy it because I have multiple classes, I would click this button right here. If I'm not happy with it and I want to delete it, I can go ahead and I can go there. Over here on the left-hand side, just to give you some other ideas of what you're going to be doing, you can add a question. I want you to come down to teacher resources because this is a great resource here for you. These are all just different graphic organizers that can become very useful for you and your students as you're going through the SOUL lesson plan. And so what I like about it is that it gives you kind of a visual and then who it was created by. And you can obviously do a filter search. And this is a common one that I've used often with students, just so they would have space to write all their answers. Here's another one that if you wanted students to work on research part of it. And so you can keep going and you see that you have all those downloads. So that's all there for you as well. So Start SOUL, a great resource for you to use with your students to put the learning back in their path.